The Stogan Group presents the Lyons Ranch. In this presentation, we will go over the Northern California ag real estate markets. We will look at the reasons that make California a worthwhile state to invest into. We will discuss the property location and description, followed by the tour of the property, and we will end with the investment summary. Here, looking at the overview of Northern California agricultural real estate, you can see that in Glenn, Colusa, Butte, and Tehama counties, land values have climbed tremendously in the past 8 to 9 years. Perhaps nothing more so than rangeland, where since 2005, rangeland has appreciated by 46%, more so than every other crop represented on this chart. Why invest in California? Well, the answer is quite simple. Real estate in this sort of climate, a Mediterranean climate, is extremely limited. As you can see, there are only 4 other countries in the world, or 4 other regions in the world that possess a similar climate. Many of the world's high-priced specialty crops require a Mediterranean climate, such as almonds and walnuts, olives, produce, vegetables, grains, among others. California possesses many important resources when compared to other global Mediterranean climates. We have stronger access to capital and technology. We have more water, and it's fresh water. We have much stronger credit, and our political system is much more stable. Not to mention the long-term trade policies that we've fought to put in place which protect future interests and promote future growth. The Lyons Ranch, roughly 15 miles west of Willis, California. The exact location is 6 miles southeast of Elk Creek, California. This is an 8,500-acre contiguous cattle ranch, and it is for sale with an asking price of $12.9 million. The Lyons Ranch property description. One thing to note is that there are no easements on this property, no conservation easements, no construction easements, no existing easements or restrictions of any kind. The property is already broken into 16 parcels, so should the investor or future buyer wish to sell off a portion of the ranch piece by piece at a future date, they would be able to do so at ease. As for hunting, the property has black-tailed deer, wild pig, wild turkey, among other sorts of predator hunting. Now for the most important topic, irrigation and water resources. Most wells here on this property are already operational. Some already are powered by solar, with materials already purchased for 3 more. Most wells have been updated or serviced in the last 2 years. The balance were done just in 2007. Documentation for these could be included upon request. One thing to note is that there is no shortage of water on this ranch compared to many other of its kind. Mineral oil and gas rights. 100% of the mineral rights transfer with the sale of this property. Now for the brief property tour. Here our goal is to primarily show you the varying types of landscape that the Lyons Ranch has to offer. You will see flat land or pasture land. You'll see hills. You will also see mountainous terrain. Also, you want to notice the amount of trees that exist on this property. The amount of trees offer a lot of shade to the cattle and the extreme heat temperatures that California offers. Also, we want to point out all the ponds and wells and creeks that abound on this property. Even in the driest year on record in the state of California, you will see that in this pond right here, there is water still standing in it. Typically, for this time of year, the ground we are looking at now is green and great for feeding. Unfortunately, this year, as you can see, the drought has taken its toll on the state. Again, trying to highlight the varying landscapes. Also, you'll notice that this pond in particular, was recently serviced and dug out to ensure that it could capture more water. Here at the Stony Ford Creek at the far end of the property, it also marks a property line. As for land improvements, this is the property's barn. Originally, the owner was hoping to build a home in the near vicinity, which never came to fruition. But you will still notice that this barn has been well updated, maintained, and serviced, along with every other aspect of this property, whether it be wells, ponds, creeks, roads, fencing, etc. The owner reinvests a substantial amount of her returns each year into maintaining and improving and servicing this facility. Down to your right you see a creek, and now you see a new pond. This is the newest pond the property has to offer. Back to the front of the property. This is a portion of the property that's currently being leased out to another cattle range. Now for a brief investment summary. The animal units with spring calves range from 850 to 900. The carrying capacity is 10. As for wells, there are 11 wells and more than 10 ponds, not to mention all the other creeks that exist on this property. A quick distribution of potential gross income after 1 year reveals that most of it will come out of principal payment, cash flow, and mortgage interest. Back to the right, you will see that a cash-on-cash return is still 3.26%, assuming you put down 50% down payment and you finance the rest of the $12.9 million sale price. Again, if you have more questions regarding the financial ratios and scenarios, please do contact the Stogan Group. You can contact Logan Wilson at lwilson@stogangroup.com or Stuart Hetcher at shetcher@stogangroup.com. We thank you for your time, and we hope you have enjoyed the presentation from the Stogan Group. Thank you.